Thank you. Remember, we need to be really good audience members. Our 4th and 5th graders have been practicing their instruments all year to put on this performance. And to play an instrument is pretty hard. So you're going to see the big change from the beginning of the year to how fantastic they are now. So I'm going to turn this over to Ms. Fujiwara as we begin our concert.
Welcome, boys and girls. It's good to see all of you. We're going to start with the 4th grade band on stage, and we're actually going to start with what we call a special song. That's when every instrument gets to play their own special song. We're going to start with the flutes, and they're going to play Old MacDonald. With Sal and Leona, with the help of their teacher, who I'd like to introduce. Please welcome Mr. Tovar. He is the secret behind the success of Sal and Leona and the percussion section. Together, they're going to play Jim Along Josie, Sal and Leona, on saxophone. which I feel is probably the hardest instrument because they have to learn two things. They have to learn melodies on the bells, which you get to hear later on, and rhythms on their drums. So again, I'd like to reintroduce Mr. Tovar, who's going to start off the percussion section with their special song called Perfect Paradiddles. And now I'd like to introduce our other teacher, who's the secret to the success of the brass section and the 5th grade band. Please welcome Mr. Deerdorf. And he's going to lead his team of brass students on Frere Jacques. For this portion, we're going to have the clarinets play. Their instrument is fondly called the licorice stick because it's black. I tend to call them the holy people because out of the entire band, they're the only instrument that requires them to cover holes. So, the holy people. They're going to play a song called Sweetly Sings the Donkey. Our last big group number is one that you're going to find familiar. It has a lot of different folk songs in it. We hope you catch each and every one of them. It's called Farm Score. Now I'd like to turn the program over to the string orchestra with their director, Mrs. Sally Lincoln Vogel.
I'd like to introduce the fourth grade strings. They're starting with a song called Lightly Row. German composer named J.S. Bach. The first is called Musette, and the second is called March. song is kind of an interesting song. It's called Go Tell Aunt Rhody. And it's about a lady who has a goose, and they use the goose, of course, to get feathers to make a down comforter. So go tell Aunt Rhody about her goose. If you want, you can rock your arm like this, because it's actually kind of a lullaby, very gentle. But don't hit your neighbor. Is by Leopold Mozart, who was the father of the very famous Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. He was kind of a helicopter parent, always involved in his child's music education. He wrote this song for his son to learn to play, and we're going to play it. It's called Happy Dance. Our last song for fourth grade is kind of a cool song. It's called Snake Charmer. It's kind of spooky. And what it is something in a minor key. And minor in music means, for your purposes, dark and kind of spooky. So listen carefully. It might be a surprise. Thank you. You guys are a great audience. We're moving to 5th grade. They're playing a song by Beethoven. Beethoven wrote more than just, of course, Ode to Joy. This is from a violin sonata.
Are very fussy, especially when the weather changes in seasons.
Well, spring has arrived. Oh, it's raining out today, but it's good rain. We're playing Spring, a little portion of it from Vivaldi's Four Seasons. I think you might recognize it. Our next song, there are 3 more. This is one more. It's called The Volga Bobin, and it's a Russian folk song. Our next song is called St. Anthony Chorale, and it's by Franz Joseph Haydn. and Tenley are bringing you something from Harry Potter. They've made it into a duet, which means two people. Actually, it's their alternating, but you'll recognize it, I'm sure. Our last tune is a Mexican folk song, probably not a real folk song, but it's called Salsa Siesta.
Hello everyone, welcome to the 5th grade part of our concert. We've worked very hard this year to perform this music for you. We're very excited. The one thing that you're going to notice about the 5th grade band is that the music that we're playing is a lot more complicated. Every single instrument, it has a very different part to play in the music. So we're going to start with a song that's very mysterious and then it gets exciting. It's called Fall of the Empires. So now we come to a part of our concert where our special songs are actually chosen by the students. We give them the option of playing a solo if they would like to. So we're going to start with that with Olivia and Grace, who are going to play 1,000 Years. And now our clarinet player, Janice, is going to play a duet with her former teacher, Ms. Fujiwara. They're going to play something called Chorale, very pretty. Now we're going to move over to our trumpet section where we have Joshua, who's been working on this tune for a very long time. He's going to play the theme from Charlie Brown. I thank especially everybody for being such good audience members, because it takes a lot of courage to play a song by yourself or with one or two other people. So thank you for that. And good job to our soloists. We have one more little special song that a couple of our band members really, really wanted to play, and it just doesn't need any introduction. I think everyone's going to recognize it. right, nice job, soloists. We have one more piece to play for you to end our concert. First, I'd like to thank all of you for being such wonderful audience members, being so supportive, and I would like to thank the entire Carleton community for supporting this instrumental education and the students. None of this would be possible without the support of the community, so thank you so much. So we dedicate this last piece to you. It's a very exciting piece about going into outer space. It's called Space Shuttle Rock. We hope you enjoy it.